Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Caitlin and I like to film eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos as well as the occasional other beauty content sprinkled in. So if any of those things sound interesting to you, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And I believe this eyelash will pop up in the corner at some point. That's what it's been doing. But we're gonna keep on keeping on because guess what? I already filmed this video. And the footage was blurry again. So luckily I caught it right away. So I'm just refilming this. So yeah, if you missed it, my October ranking video is up and the footage was blurry. And thank you to all of you that still watched it, even though it was blurry. I appreciate it because that was upsetting. Anyways, today's video, I'm going to be circling back to a video that I did, I think several months ago. It was a concept that I saw Batty, Bean, and Emily's makeup blog do. I will link both their videos down below. They were both, I think, inspired by Dolly Mama Beauty, and so I will link her video down below as well. I'm gonna link the videos that, like, I saw that prompted me to start the series several months ago, but I think all of them have maybe done more recent iterations of it, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Anyways, maybe I'll just link their channels down below. I don't know. You'll see in my description box what I decided to link. But anyways, this video is basically, I had my husband pick out 15 palettes out of my collection, and it's not any duplicates from palettes that I went over last time. And so he picked 15 palettes, and I'm gonna go through and pretend as if I didn't already have them, and if they were launching right now, would I buy them? Yeah, so anyways, that's what we're gonna do today. If that sounds interesting to you, please hit that like button and go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so since I already did this, I kind of already have them sorted into piles. So let me just put this as one big pile. Okay. Okay, if you saw my, like, redoing my makeup room, then you know I have bins over here that my palettes are organized into, and they are organized by brand. So I just gave one of the bins to my husband and said pick 15 palettes out of this, since he hadn't picked palettes out of this bin from none of the palettes in the prior video were in this bin. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so I just had him pick out of this bin. So there are some brands that have multiple palettes in here. But yeah, that's really the only narrowing of it that I did. So starting off, we will start with the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. And this one's a toughie. If it launched right now, I don't think I would buy it, only because it is, while it is a beautiful color story and it was super hyped when it launched, if it launched now, I'm sure it would be hyped again. But I don't think I'd grab it just because I'm so overwhelmed with palettes that I do have. And I feel like I kind of have these like more fallish tones in my like Nomad Hudson Valley palette. And I could combine like my Muerte and Vita palettes to get similar color stories. So I think I'd be smarter and not grab it, but it is really nice and I am happy I have it. I just don't think if it launched right now, I don't think I'd get it. So I'm gonna start my new piles over here. Okay, next up is the Beauty Bay New Mood palette, and I definitely wouldn't grab this one, mainly because I don't think I would have grabbed, I almost didn't grab it when it launched recently, but yeah, it's a nice color story. It's just kind of all over the place. So yeah, I don't think I'd pick this one up. And this one wasn't really hyped. The other one I was debating because I feel like if it was really hyped, I'd maybe fall into the hype. But this one wasn't super hyped. I think if it launched now, it still wouldn't be super hyped. There's some duochrome shades in here that are nice. So I'm not like, I don't totally hate this palette, but I just don't think I'd grab it. But I will say the Beauty Bay palettes are a really good price. So if you like their color stories, or if you don't have similar color stories, I definitely recommend them. I think it's a good quality formula for a good price. I'm just saying I probably wouldn't purchase them if they launched right now. Okay, this is one of the, I did let him pick newer palettes and I debated not, but I didn't want to put too many restrictions on him picking palettes because otherwise he probably wouldn't have helped me. But this is the Bunny Cosmetics All Done Up palette. Real talk, full disclosure, I've only used this palette once. So if it launched right now, I'd buy it because it did basically launch right now and I already bought it. And also, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to buy everything Blend Bunny launches. They're one of my favorite brands. So, Blend Bunny Cosmetics Primal. Based on what I just said, can you guess what I would do if this were to launch right now? I'd absolutely buy this. I'm obsessed with this row right here, this like indigo row. So beautiful. But yes, I would totally purchase this again. Purchase it. I would purchase those palettes again, but I meant more like I would purchase it if it launched now. That's what we're talking about. Okay. All right. Barbie Dream Summer Palette. This is the Barbie Glam Light collab. This is relatively new. I think I bought this like 2 months ago. Totally would buy this if it launched right now. It is such a pretty color story. I love the shimmers in this, and yeah, I'm just really happy that I got this, and I would totally be like, I need it. So, especially now that I've tried Glam Light's formula, I would be all over that. I hadn't tried Glam Light's formula, and that was the palette that like suckered me in. So yeah, definitely I'd buy that. Next up is the Kathleen Lights and Il Maquillage collab. This is the Disco Fox palette. This is the like reflective packaging that gets so dirty so easily. I'm so torn on this one because I love this palette. Like seriously, this truly is my favorite neutral palette in my collection. When I want something so simple, so easy, this is my go-to palette for that. Like I just did a look yesterday where I did the shade in the crease, the shade in the outer corner, smudged this as like a liner and just tapped the shimmer over the lid and put that in the inner corner. And it took me like 2 seconds and it looked stunning. Didn't fade, didn't crease, just looked beautiful all day. And I just tapped this with my finger. I didn't spray it, didn't do anything special to it. And it's still just such a sparkly shimmer. That being said, I'm trying to be smarter about my purchases right now. So I think if this were to launch right now, I would skip it because I debated on this heavily and I hadn't bought as many palettes as I have recently. So when I bought it, I was like, oh, I've bought a few palettes and then I went for it. If it happened now, if it launched now, I would be like, you've just bought so many palettes. Do you really need another neutral palette? And I think I'd skip it, but it would be a mistake because this palette is great. Does that make sense? Does my logic make sense on that? Okay. The Danessa Myricks Transcendence Lightwork Volume 4 palette. You all know the answer to this one. I would 1000% repurchase. Well, okay, let me say this. I would buy this. If anything happened to this one, I would repurchase this in a heartbeat. If they were launching it right now, would absolutely buy it. I know this is like a pretty divisive, I don't know why I'm holding up the dirty thing. I know this is like a pretty divisive palette. I don't think I really need to hold these, right? Do I know what these are called? I guess I'll leave it in. But anyways, I feel like people either love or hate this palette, and I am firmly in the love category. I don't have issues with any of the shades, including the middle row. Once I did have trouble with the pressed chrome flake in my like initial review video. Which, by the way, I don't know if I ever I know I don't mention this in my video. I'll link where you can purchase all these products. I don't have affiliated links, so it's just links to help you out. But I also like to link any dedicated videos or videos where I do a look using any of these palettes. I'll have that linked below too. But anyways, so if you're curious, that's where you can find those. What was I going to say? Oh, in the video I did with this palette, I did struggle with the pressed chrome flakes, but then I figured out later on that I just needed to like agitate the first layer a bit more, and then after that I haven't had issues with it. So I really want to use this palette more. The month I got it, I think I used it like 3 weeks. Like I used it every day for 3 weeks. And so last month I forced myself to not use it because I was buying a lot of new palettes, and I was like, you just need to use the new palettes. You can't keep reaching for this. But now I want to use this with the new palettes. So anyways, I love this palette so much. Okay, Ace Beauty Oceanic palette. So I've actually bought this palette twice. First time I bought it, it was when I was first getting into colorful eyeshadow, and I really struggled with blending out these, like this blue shade in particular. And so as I got other palettes that I had an easier time with, I just found myself not really reaching for this one, so I decluttered it. And then they came out with a reformulated version, and I was like, well, I kind of want to try the new formula from Ace Beauty because I like the old formula. And so I thought I should try it in this palette since I liked this palette, but I had quality issues. And so I think I've used this once. Yeah, since I like bought the new version. So I obviously don't really reach for this color story, but honestly, I love Ace Beauty. And so I think if they launch this right now, I probably would buy it, especially because I still kick myself to this day for not getting that green palette that everybody loves. And the whole reason I didn't buy the green palette is because I had this palette and I don't reach for it. But yeah, I think I would end up buying this if this launched right now. Would I use it a lot? Probably not, but I would purchase it. You know, this is me evaluating my purchasing thoughts. Anyways, this is the Drench Cosmetics and Neon MUA collab. This is the Lunar Retrograde palette. These brown shades right here give you such a stunning neutral eye look because this shade, what is it? Love to Dream is a duochrome shade, and then this shade is also a duochrome, Into the Universe. Both really pretty duochromes. This was one of the first palettes I had that like really had like the really shiny metallic duochromes. I feel like I've gotten a lot more palettes with that now. So I think if this launched now, I probably would skip it. Although I do like Neon. I do follow Neon MUA on Instagram and like the posts that they have. But I just don't think I'd skip this if it launched right now. I feel bad about that, but I think I would. Kaleidos Makeup Flower Punk. I have mine in the box because I just thought the box packaging was really cool. This is what the actual packaging looks like. If you've never seen it, splits apart. But anyways, 1000% would purchase this if this launched right now. This is one of my favorite color stories that Kaleidos did. I know they got a lot of crap for this layout saying it looked like Melt, but honestly, and maybe because I love Melt, I really liked this layout and this packaging. I thought it was cool, so I hope they do more palettes in that packaging. I just think it was such a cool vibe. I liked it a lot, so yeah, I would purchase this for sure. Next up is another Kaleidos palette. This is the Glowing Iris Quad. This is another new-ish palette. This is what the inside looks like. I think I would skip this one, mainly because I would feel like I have a lot of palettes. I have a lot of purple. I don't really need this right now. So I think I'd skip it. Yeah, I think I'd skip it if it launched right now. But I'd feel sad. I'd miss the squishy, fuzzy packaging for sure. But I would skip it, I think. Oh. Huda Beauty Nude Light is a stunning nude light color story. I think I'd skip this one. Mainly because I've made a decision to not buy Huda's small palettes anymore because I'm always disappointed in them. So yeah, I don't think if this launched right now, I don't think I'd grab it. I think it was pretty, but and honestly, I skipped these when they initially launched until people raved about them, and then I grabbed this one. I grabbed all three, but I've decluttered the medium one only because I didn't feel like I needed medium and deep or rich. Is that what it is? I didn't need the medium and the darkest one because I felt like they were pretty similar, so I got rid of medium and I've kept the darkest and the lightest. But anyways, I do like this a lot. I just don't think if it launched right now, I don't think I'd grab it. Last up in the Huda Beauty category is the Color Block palette. So this is the purple and orange that launched earlier this year. Now listen, I know I just went on a whole tirade about how I've made the decision not to buy her little palettes, but this is the color story of my Phoenix Suns. So I know me, and I know that I would buy this one. I'd maybe not get the blue. Well, that's not in this video, so we won't talk about it, but I'd buy this one for sure. Just know me, and I know I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's a Phoenix Suns palette. I have to have it. Next up is the Van Gogh palette from Huda Beauty, formerly MUA Beauty. That's what it says on the packaging. This is like a grungy version of like a primary color story almost. Like you have the red, yellow, blue with like green. And anyways, I think this is beautiful. I love Huda Beauty, so yes, I would for sure pick this up if it launched right now. If I didn't have my low buy rules, like, because obviously if all of these palettes launched right now, I'm getting more than my one. So I'd be breaking my low buy rules. So this is pretending my low buy rules don't exist, obviously, right? Okay. This is make believe. Okay. Last palette is the Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club palette. This one's called Season Fall, so I wonder if we'll get other seasons, but I love this color story. My only issue with the palette is that all the shimmers are dark, but maybe this would pair nicely with Little Miss Danessa Myricks Transcendence, and I should try and combine them. But anyways, yes, I would buy this palette if it launched right now. I love the like witchy vibe. I love the color story. I love this palette, so I would definitely pick this up. Even if I hadn't tried it before, I think I'd want that color story again. So I think we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we ended up with 6 out of the 15 palettes that I would not purchase if they launched right now, and 9 out of the 15 that I would purchase, which is a pretty good split towards I would buy those palettes again. But yeah, anyways, let me know if you like this video idea, want to see me continue to do it through my whole collection. I feel like that's what I'm leaning towards doing. Let me know your thoughts on any of these palettes in the comments down below. I love chatting makeup with all of you, especially if we disagree. I like hearing your thoughts. I know, I just think it's fun. So anyways, I kind of want to do this video like more regularly to try and like gear up towards a declutter video in like December or January. Let me know your thoughts on that, or if I should keep them spaced out more. But anyways, yeah, that's it for me. So I will see you all next time. Bye.